I'm going to make a little video today about just the basic mechanics of how to smoke salvia right. And as simple as it really is, it's actually an important subject because a lot of people get it wrong and either don't feel it at all and don't think it's real. It's like one of those fake drug but not really a drug kinds of scams. And then you also have a lot of people who have smoke too much and have a really negative experience, and they never do it again because it was just so overwhelming and they're like, oh, I'm not going to touch that stuff. So if you're going to try it out, it's important to know how to do it. First of all, it's you're going to be smoking an extract. If you're in a state where it's legal, you can buy it in a head shop. Here's the stuff that I'm doing right now. There's 1 gram in here. Let me open it up. See, it's kind of loose, slightly green. Sort of looks like a little bit like marijuana, like loose marijuana leaf. It's dry. It's called sticky, this brand, but salvia is never sticky. That's dumb. And you'll see that it has, for the strength, it's always 5x, 10x, 20x is common, and then the price goes up. The way it works, from what I understand, is that you've got the basic leaf of the plant, which you can like chew, put a whole bunch in, and this is a traditional way of doing it, but not many people do it that way. I mean, you could if you have a plant, but I don't have one. But what they do for the extract is they take the plant, they dry it, and then they make a like a dipping stuff, and they actually dip the leaf in, and that would be like 1x, and then they dip it in again, and that's 2x. And the minimum strength that you can usually buy is 5. So they've got a dry leaf of salvia, and they dip it into the salvia liquid extract 5 times. So in theory, it's 5 times as strong as just the leaf alone. In practice, well, this one that I just got the other day is 80x, which is probably the strongest I've ever seen, other than they had another one that was 160x, like dip, 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 dip. Or maybe they let it dry in between, I don't know. From my experience, there's more difference in the brand than there is in the X factor. I'm kind of skeptical about the X factor. I mean, 20x is going to always be stronger than 10x of the same brand, but this stuff here that's 80x, it's good. I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it, but I'm not sure that it is actually any stronger than the best 10x that I've ever had. So basically, if you are in a place where you can find your favorite brand, all I'm saying is that the X factor doesn't compare across brand very well, and you should really be paying attention to the brand just as much as the little X. I would say generally don't buy anything weaker than 10x. And also don't be intimidated or like freak out and spend too much for like 1000x, because it's probably, I mean, I don't know if they're actually lying, but there's definitely diminishing returns as that X factor goes up. That's all I'm saying. If it's at least 10x, you're good. Okay, so the another thing to keep in mind is that the burning point for salvia is a little bit higher than you might be used to for smoking marijuana or like lighting a cigarette. So I've lately been using this little pipe that I got in a head shop, and it does not take very much salvia to get a good effect. This is the number one thing that I want to say, because it's the number one mistake that almost everybody makes. Visually speaking, the amount of salvia that you're going to put in your bowl is a lot less than the equivalent of weed. You do not want to load a great big fat bowl of salvia. I don't think you'll be able to see it very well, but I'll show you anyway. Let's see here. It's probably blurry, I don't know. In any case, you see there's just a little bit of stuff, a little bit of leaf on the very, very bottom. That's all it takes. Oop. So this 1 gram, a gram is probably 20 sessions or more. Even if you're going to go really strong and you want to just like really go out, a gram would be at least 10 sessions, I'd say. More than that is just asking for trouble. And wasting your money too. But when you're like, the money won't matter to you, it's that the effect is so strong and quite possibly negative that you won't be worrying about the money. You'll be worrying about coming back to your body. Yeah, so anyway, I put it back. I'm not going to smoke it right now. But you take it in, you hold it for a few seconds. Weed's basically the same. At that point, it's basically the same. You shouldn't need more than 1 hit. I mean, there's no law against taking another one if you still have it there, but really it should just be 1 hit, and it's not going to be a big puff. It's not, you don't look like a dragon. It's just a little bit of smoke that you hardly see as you blow out 10 seconds after having taken it. And then you're going to feel it. Close your eyes, and it'll feel kind of spacey, like your head spinning sort of at first. It'll take about 30 seconds. And if you feel it, you feel it. A lot of people don't feel it their first time, and you can always load another bowl. What I used to always tell people is for people's first time, it's like there's a wall that you have to get past, and so I'd load really fat bowls fat bowls for people, figuring that they had to push in. And that might be true, except that you're liable to have a negative experience. So a better system, if you can, is to ramp up. Load a small bowl like the one that I just loaded, wait 30 seconds, wait a minute maybe at most, and that's the window, 30 to 60 seconds. If you don't feel it, or you just barely feel it and you want more, do it again. Do it again. 30 seconds, do it again. 30 seconds, do it again. It's okay. It's better to ramp up and get to where you need to be. In fact, what's a great system is if you have another person, you can load for 1 or 3. One of the first times I ever really had a good salvia experience was with 2 other people, and we were going in a circle with 1 pipe, loading for one another. And then we just all together slowly ramped up. And that was on 5 or 10x. You don't need frickin' 50x. 50x will, be strong and it's great, but as low as 10x, assuming it's decent salvia, should be good. It's fun to like move around and walk while on the while high on salvia, but but generally you would close your eyes, maybe lay down, and don't do anything. You might even have to and let yourself fall in. Let yourself fall into the experience. Salvia is not a doing something else drug. It's not. It's not a 40 of malt liquor, or Molly. Those are doing things drugs. Salvia is a experience the salvia itself drug. I'm not going to get into the psychological or spiritual stuff in this video, but just know that sitting down or laying down, closing your eyes probably, and just experiencing the drug itself is part of using salvia just as much as smoking it is. And so if you're not doing that sort of ritual, if you're not going within, then you're just not really doing the drug. That's